Hey guys, it's your girl named James, and we're back with Crime Talks. But today I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to be with my new co host.
Christina Andrew.
Yeah, so today's topic, we're going to be talking about dreams. Have you ever had a dream?
Oh, I've had plenty of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to dreams that I want to achieve, I've had a few that I've had experience with them. So
Have you ever felt like any of your dreams were so out of reach that you felt like you needed to just minimize them and enter a comfort zone?
a lot of times in all my dreams, that's how I feel like. That's
Why do you feel like you feel like that?
well, firstly, I like my comfort zone. It's a zone where I'm familiar with, so I feel safe. And it's a zone where I'm used to a lot of things happening. So if I want to have a dream and make it come true, I would firstly start with my comfort zone. So yeah.
That makes sense. But I feel like a lot of people, you fail to reach your fullest potential because you feel like it's better to stay within your comfort zone. And so you don't realize what you can actually accomplish if you like try a little bit harder, if you try to do something different from your norms. A lot of factors that have like made people stop reaching their goals or their potential is something called the fear factor.
Yeah.
And this is where you feel afraid to like you feel the fear of failure. Like you feel like if I go to the lengths to achieve a bigger goal, that I might fail and I'll just be subjected to nothing. What's your take on that? Like how do you feel about the fear factor?
Well, there's no denying the fact that that's always going to happen, right? And something that I've learned to teach myself is that fear doesn't always mean it exists. Like it's just your thoughts. It doesn't mean that's going to happen. And it doesn't mean that's a must that it's going to happen. So sometimes just blindfold yourself and take that leap of stepping out of that zone and doing something new because you need to be the first person to do it to actually prove it that you can achieve that goal, right? There's no goal that's too far out of reach. So,
Course. Another things that I feel like is also a factor is external pressure. A lot of people feel pressured by their family members or their friends to succeed very quickly. And I feel like this is something that Gen Zs feel. Yeah, I feel pressure to succeed in my 20s, where there are people like Donald Trump who became a president when he in his like 70s. So it's like, why are we so fixated? Like, why is Gen Z so fixated on trying to accomplish something great very quickly just because like they feel like everybody else is doing it, you know?
yeah, I get that. That happens a lot. And I know that is because most of our parents see that it's good that these Gen Z start doing things when they're young, right? But development is a process and no one can rush it. No one can expect anything. Even these people that are known to succeed, they just did their own thing. They didn't care how old they were. They didn't care about anything. They just did it when they felt like it. So, as a Gen Z, I would tell you that when you have a dream and you want to do it, yes, step out of your comfort zone, but also forget unnecessary factors like your age or whatever. It's going to be there, but Gen Z, we can ignore things easily. So, step out of that zone and just be you. Just do it. Don't care how long it takes. Just do it because it's your dream. Yeah.
If you guys recall about my previous episode, I spoke about atomic habits, and one of the things that actually like envelope people's responses to different stimuli is like the situation where people forget to generate a system, but they focus on motivation. Motivation is so limited. Like you can read a self-help book and it'll help you for that duration of time when you're reading like, oh, I can do this. But then afterwards, when you get to the real world and you like experience everything, you're like, okay, maybe I can't do this.
Like it's not
So
helping.
you need to generate a system, like a consistent system where you're going to be doing something the same way every single day until your body naturally just gets used to doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of the steps. Like, don't think about like the outcome, which is right here. Think about the alternative, what's going to happen in the future. So you generate a system where I have small achievements, but there's something bigger that I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people forget.
so I
That's
feel like,
awesome.
yeah. Another thing that kind of limits people's dreams is the comfort versus growth. A lot of people go for comfort rather than growth. What about you? Like, what's your perspective on that?
Well, firstly, I look at what do I prefer most? Do I prefer something that's so short time and limited, or do I prefer something that's calming and when it comes, I'm gonna relax for a long time? So I look at what's the bigger picture, like what am I going to enjoy the most? And if it's the future, then I'm going to design a system that makes me comfortable going out of my comfort zone, doing all those procedures and steps so that I can look forward to what I'm working for in future. So, yeah.
Exactly. I feel like one of the things that limit like Africans, like especially the youth, is that we always think about the short term success. We never think about the long term success. So we are more of like, I want to stay within my comfort zone rather than like wanting to generate something that grows from the long term. And this is why people should be thinking about like generational wealth rather than like soft life. And we spoke about this in our previous videos as well. A lot of people are like fixated on doing things that are more comfortable, more soft, and the good thing about people who live in the city is that most of our parents somehow have like a level of like financial stability, so you can do a lot of things in comparison to people in rural areas. But I feel like that's what kind of diminishes our minds to like think further than worry at right now, because we're like, parents have this and that, so it's okay. Like I can just work a little bit hard, but it's gonna be fine. I have connections. I have parents who are wealthy and stuff. It's okay. But then when you think about it, once they die and you inherit and you don't know how to hustle, how are you supposed to grow what you already have?
Yeah.
So another prospect is like lack of clarity and planning. Like I personally, I feel like I'm a good planner, but I just get lazy. Like I don't always go through with my plans. Like, what about you?
Okay, for me, let me be honest. Gen Z, our number one characteristic is don't do so much work. Like that is automatic. And as a lazy person, I have found a way to just accept the fact that I'm lazy, but what makes me do the things that will get me to where I want to go. Like, yes, I'm gonna be lazy, but there are times when I'm gonna be lazy and there's a short time where I'm just gonna push all my work into that time. And then when I'm done with that work, I can continue being lazy. So that's me if I'm being honest. So I'll take an example, okay? In my usual day, I'm a student at university, right? And let me be honest, sometimes I just don't feel like doing things and a lot.
I feel you.
So what I would do, I would plan an exact amount of time where I can just be lazy because this world is crazy, trust me. So I will act lazy at a certain point of time. Then when that time is over, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Convince yourself it's just gonna be a short time. A short time. Let me do this, it's gonna end, and I'm gonna go back. So I do it. Whether I like it or not, just do it and just do it. And then things will move on. Like you can't plan it.
That's what I was talking about. The issue is to create a system. You need to make a system for yourself. There are times where you really need to be serious with what you're doing because, you know, it's for the long run. And there are times where you're like, don't really feel like doing it. That's the issue of motivation. You're not always going to wake up and feel motivated to do things.
Exactly.
But when you generate a system for yourself, you know that according to this time, I need to do this thing because this thing is going to lead to this thing. So it's like I'm creating a system to work on the important things.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is real stories. This is like optional, you know, you listen to stories of people who have succeeded, like Elon Musk, you know, you listen to their stories, how they started, especially people who started from like the bottom, like Oprah Winfrey, like poverty. I'm talking about
Like
poverty.
nothing. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
negative.
Came from nothing. I feel like people who motivate me the most are people who came from nothing
Exactly.
because they have a completely different mindset in comparison to people who came from something. And actually, like people have done studies about this. Like a person who's born in poverty has a completely different mindset in terms of financial wealth in comparison to a person who's already built wealth. So I feel like you just need to choose a story. You need to choose a story that you're willing to live by. Like if you're willing to like be motivated by people like Oprah Winfrey, then like pass through the journey, like the same journey. Like you need to be strong enough to pass through that journey because her journey was hard. She got raped. Her mom was abusive, and her mom was also abused. So she came from a background that's not only abusive but also, you know, poor. So she passed through a lot of hardship, and she motivates people, especially women, to like go through it because in a world that we live in right now, misogynism is like a very big factor that builds like it basically diminishes like female empowerment. And so like you feel like you're not good enough or you feel like you can't be as good as a particular person because they're male. And obviously they've been favored since like capitalism. You know, this is like things that people have studied. We know these things. And so it's important for you to pick a story that you want to live by in order to reach your dreams. So for your side of Tillings, like what is your story? Like who do you look for motivation?
Okay. What person would I look for? I will look for a person who thinks like me. But mostly I will look for a person who, like you said, has started from nothing. Because I'm a college student and I have nothing I can say. So where am I gonna start? Like, look at what you have. If you don't have anything, then study those characteristics of those people who have started from nothing. Like, if you want to be someone, look at their backgrounds and start acting like it's, okay, I'm going to reach out to my background, okay? How I stepped out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Firstly, I know these people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of those, they might have started from nothing, like seriously nothing, if not negative nothing. So, what I told myself, I looked at my own characteristics. I looked at what I had and I said, you know what? Forget I had parents, forget I go to school, forget everything. How would I do something right now? Like, you look at these people, yes, but don't forget to look at yourself. Like, assume you are the person that you want to become. Now start acting like it. Start from the bottom going up. And then life will find you in forward. It will just come.
I completely get like fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
So, lastly, one of the things that hinders people from reaching their goals or their dreams is the call of action, your encouragement. Like, sometimes you may have the resources but feel discouraged because there are a lot of factors that make you feel discouraged. Personally, I feel like sometimes I discourage myself when I feel like, what if I can't reach this? Or what if this is too much? Like, this is too big of a goal, like too big of a dream. And so I tend to like discourage myself. But at the same time, maybe it's the people that surround you. Like in Tanzania, nepotism is really big, right? So it's about who you know and not what you know. And so sometimes I feel like I could be academically intelligent, but lack the skills. And when I go into the real world, what am I going to do? Like, and I don't know anybody. Like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to stay? Like, who's going to place me in the position where I want to be? And I know that I have to hustle because Tanzania hustling is like, if you do not hustle, where you're going to be? Like, you're not going to do anything. Like, it's hard hustle. It's not like Europe and stuff. It's hard hustle. And even they hustle, but their hustle is different, obviously.
Of course.
But so it's like, what encourages you to continue being consistent with your dream?
If I'm really being honest, I can encourage myself 100 times, but I need to be discouraged once to just stop the whole process. And what I do if I get discouraged, I'm going to be honest with myself, okay? That, yeah, I feel discouraged, but in my mind or in my heart, I feel sad, but I'm still going to just go through it. Just do it. Like physically, continue doing it, even though inside you're going through a lot. Just do it. Because you don't know what's ahead. You don't know what's going to happen. And if you don't have any risks, if you continue with that activity that you're doing, then there is no reason for you to stop doing what you're doing. So just continue doing it.
Yeah,
And that's how you're going to fake it till you make it.
exactly. So, guys, the big thing that you need to understand is most of the time when you're passing through hardship, your brain often like envelopes. It feels like the situation that you're passing through is the hardest thing that you'll ever pass through. It's like the way when we were in Form 4 and we feel like doing our like nectar is the hardest thing that's like ever gonna happen to us in life. And then we reach university and realize like this is a completely different world. You know, things are just hustle, assignments and stuff like that. And you realize that what you passed through wasn't as big as what you really thought. So sometimes your mind kind of like makes you believe that this is like the hardest thing. But once you overcome it, you gain this type of new strength. Like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I am my own person. I can be something.
And you can go through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being my guest for today. And guys, this is so sad for me to say, but this is going to be our last episode of the first season of Prime Talks. So I pray that you guys stay safe through this period of time. And when we come back, we're going to come back very, very strong. So thank you for today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. This is Prime Talk signing out.
Bye.